What changes do you want to see at CNN under new ownership?
Well, I'm not involved in that. I will be probably involved, maybe involved in the decision. It depends. You have some good companies bidding on it. I think the people that have run CNN for the last long period of time are a disgrace. I think it's imperative that CNN be sold, because you certainly wouldn't want to put people, just leave those people with some money, good money, and CNN, so that they can spend even more money spreading poison, because it's lies.
President Donald Trump has openly signaled opposition to the massive $72 billion Netflix takeover of Warner Bros. Discovery, insisting the deal should not proceed unless CNN is included or sold off separately. It is an intervention unlike anything the entertainment industry has ever witnessed. Trump declared that he does not trust the current management of CNN, calling them a very dishonest group of people. His message was unmistakable. The network should not be allowed to continue under its current leadership, and any major restructuring of Warner Bros. Discovery must involve CNN being sold, removed, or reallocated.
Wonder about the new owners of Warner Bros. Discovery to make changes at CNN, big changes, and have you spoken to Jared about it? What are you doing with him, or get you sort of wall him off a little bit?
So what do you want to know?
What changes do you want to see at CNN under new ownership?
Well, I'm not involved in that. I will be probably involved, maybe involved in the decision. It depends. You have some good companies bidding on it. I think the people that have run CNN for the last long period of time are a disgrace. I think it's imperative that CNN be sold, because you certainly wouldn't want to put people, just leave those people with some money, good money, and CNN, so that they can spend even more money spreading poison, because it's lies. It's a disgrace. So I wouldn't want to see the same company end up with CNN, the same company with money, because right now they don't have too much money, but they have value, I guess, based on the bids. They've got value. But I think CNN should be sold, because I think the people that are running CNN right now are either corrupt or incompetent.
And that'll be a factor in decision making, because we've got some.
Well, in my mind, but I can be talked out of that by some very talented people that we have, antitrust people. But I just think that the people that have run CNN into the ground, by the way, nobody watches, very few people watch. I don't think they should be entrusted with running CNN any longer. So I think any deal should be guaranteed and certain that CNN is part of it, or sold separately. But I don't think the people that are running that company right now and running CNN, which is a very dishonest group of people, I don't think that should be allowed to continue. I think CNN should be sold along with everything else.
The timing could not be more explosive. Netflix's agreement to purchase Warner Bros. Discovery, the studio behind Harry Potter, Friends, and some of the largest IP on the planet, was already poised to reshape Hollywood. If completed, the deal would create a media supergiant with unmatched production power, global reach, and a streaming portfolio that could bulldoze industry competition.
The proposed transaction would bring two of the industry's biggest players in film and TV under the same roof. The company says this will bring audiences more of what they want, but critics warn that it could be bad news for people going to the movies today and those who work in theaters, pointing to Netflix's past business model and reliance on its online platform. And on top of all of that, there could be tremendous regulatory hurdles. Analysts stress that it will be a bumpy road and that politics could be at play as the companies try to get the green light from the Trump administration. If the deal goes through, some experts say that consumers could possibly feel price relief in their streaming budgets. A big unknown is whether HBO Max and Netflix would become a mega streamer of sorts. But even if the two remained separate subscriptions, sharing the same parent company could mean more bundle promotions.
But there's a dramatic twist in the tale. Paramount storms in with a surprise takeover bid.
Paramount already has a lot of that. They own Star Trek, and they also, again, have their own networks and cable companies and cable networks and stuff like that. Netflix is, mostly an outlet, mostly, of course, a streaming service, a big one, but a streaming service not really known for their own IP as much as some of these other media companies. And so what the Warner Discovery deal would bring would be pairing the Netflix outlet with the Warner Brothers Discovery intellectual property, all those characters and formats and franchises that they would be looking to maximize.
Netflix is set to acquire Warner Brothers Discovery's TV, film, and streaming divisions for $72 billion. The deal follows a fierce bidding war, where Netflix outbid Paramount Skydance with a $28 per share offer. Warner Brothers Discovery's market value stood at $61 billion prior to the announcement. This acquisition gives Netflix control over iconic franchises like Harry Potter, DC Comics, and Game of Thrones. Analysts say Netflix is aiming to secure long-term content rights and reduce reliance on external studios. The streaming giant is also expanding into gaming and exploring new revenue avenues after cracking down on password sharing. But the deal faces intense antitrust scrutiny in both the United States and Europe. Netflix would now own HBO Max and nearly 130 million subscribers, including hit shows like The Sopranos and The White Lotus. The purchase includes Warner Brothers' historic Burbank studios and its vast film and television archive. Netflix has promised to continue releasing Warner Brothers films in theaters to avoid reducing theatrical output. Paramount, which initially launched the bidding war, has questioned the fairness of the process in a formal letter. The traditional TV business continues to contract as viewers migrate to streaming platforms. Warner Bros. Cable TV reported a 23% decline in revenue last quarter. Founded almost 30 years ago, Netflix ended 2024 with $39 billion in revenue. Warner Bros., dating back to the 1920s, also reported over $39 billion in sales. Netflix's acquisition is expected to significantly strengthen its programming library against competitors like Disney and Paramount. Some U.S. lawmakers have already flagged potential consumer harm, urging regulators to review the deal carefully. Netflix maintains that its biggest streaming rival is YouTube, framing the acquisition as a strategic content defense. Hollywood insiders have expressed concern, given Netflix's limited theater release strategy for original films. However, for now, the streaming landscape is poised for a major shift as Netflix secures one of Hollywood's most prized media empires.